groups in all corners of this country. The plight of women and children in Nasser, Niraja, Kapweta, Maban, Tombora, Lair, and all other places elsewhere across the width and breadth of our beautiful country must be the reason why we must struggle to achieve permanent peace. When we talk about implementing the revitalized peace agreement in letter and spirit, we mean we must go out of our way to inculcate the culture of peace and peaceful coexistence across our beloved Republic of South Sudan. This is the only way for us to ensure that never again must any of our children die from hunger and any of our women being victims of war by whoever may be in the war. Instead of wasting our meager resources and energy on war efforts, we ought to use it instead to produce food and buy medicines for our hospitals and health facilities. Therefore, even though we belong to different political shades of opinion, we all have the same responsibility before us. We all are accountable to the people of South Sudan as we pursue the roadmap 2022 to implement the agreement and attain peace and stability in our country. It is for this reason that interactions such as the Governors Forum are important in order for us to compare notes, re-strategize, and move forward as one people along the path of creating and fostering durable peace in our beloved country. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this forum calls for collective action from all stakeholders, and especially the government and its subsidiary, including the national legislature. At this juncture, Your Excellency, I'm again pleased to inform this forum that, faithful to its constitutional mandate, the national legislature of the Republic of South Sudan has so far continued to effectively play its roles in regards to the implementation of the peace agreement. Your national legislature already ratified the revitalized agreement and the roadmap 2022 to prepare ground for a peaceful and democratic end to the transitional period as spelled out in the revitalized agreement. This was an important milestone for accelerating the implementation of the peace agreement. In addition, the Transition National Legislature has also taken haste to pass a key number of legislations that are required for the smooth implementation of the agreement. And these include the amendment number 11, which incorporate the roadmap into the Constitution, amendment number 10 of the Constitution, amendment number 9, number 8, and number 8. These are all vital amendments that were required for the implementation of peace agreement. The National Legislature also passed the Sudan People's Liberation Army Act 2029 Amendment 2022, the Political Party Act Amendment, and the Constitutional Making Process Act, the National Wildlife Service Amendment Act, and the Police Service Amendment Act 2022. The National Legislature is committed to accelerating the passing of all other remaining bills important for implementing the agreement. In fact, some of those remaining bills before the National Legislature are already in their final reading stages. All this show that your national legislature has already made and will still make the necessary progress required for your national MPs in order to accelerate the implementation of the agreement. Your national legislature has also played a key role in parliamentary diplomacy in the region and internationally in order to position the Republic of South Sudan in the regional and international political map by effectively interacting and engaging with other regional and international parliamentary bodies, such as the East Africa Community, the Pan-African Parliament, the African Parliamentary Union, and the Inter-Parliamentary Union, just to mention but a few. I'm also happy to announce that to this forum that the Transition National Legislature will be hosting the East Africa Community Interparliamentary Games this year in South Sudan for the first time in our history. And that will be launched this coming Friday in the same venue, the Freedom Hall, on the 25th, at the same venue here. The event will bring over 800 delegates from the East Africa Community Parliaments to Juba for a period of 8 days. All of you are welcome to participate in this event. The Republic of South Sudan also has assumed the East Africa Bureau of Speakers chair and will hold the chair for the next 1 year. All these activities, Your Excellency, means that the peace is being implemented and the region is confident that there is peace in South Sudan. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, for us to further accelerate the full implementation of the revitalized peace agreement in accordance with the Roadmap 2022, allow me to reiterate here that we, the leaders, and the role players need to put behind all our political differences and all inter-party discords and rivalries. We must always recall that the fact that based on the revitalized agreement, our parties are all represented in the transitional government. This also means that ours is basically a transitional government of national unity. There is therefore no opposition in our current government. Accordingly, our parties represented in the government must together continue to pursue the political will to accelerate implementation of the peace agreement in accordance of the Roadmap 2022 without unnecessary bickering and disputes. In order to do so, we must always place the best interest of our country and its people above all personal and individual motives. Therefore, furthermore, I also once urge all our development partners to join our government in mobilizing the necessary resources needed to fund the remaining tasks in the implementation of the agreement. This is what will pave way for holding a peaceful, democratic, free, fair, and credible elections come the end of the transitional period. Finally, Your Excellency, the President, ladies and gentlemen, it is my humble conviction that this 6th Governors Forum will indeed end drawing up practical and measurable recommendations and resolutions that will help accelerate the final stage of the implementation of the revitalized agreement in accordance with the roadmap. Thank you all for listening, Your Excellency. May God bless you. May God bless the people of South Sudan. May God bless South Sudan.
Thank you very much. We want to apologize because of the time, and we will stay here for a few days to talk to each other. So if you are not allowed to speak at this hour, please accept our apology. I want to call upon the Minister of Presidential Affairs, Dr. Benjamin, to come and call the Vice President. You are welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Julia. With your permission, once again, Mr. President, I would like to recognize the presence of some of the most important people here who are with us. First, Dr. Ismail Wise, the IGAD Special Envoy to the Republic of South Sudan. I also equally recognize Ambassador Major General Charles Kit, the interim chairperson of JAMAC, and also the independent chairpersons of the commissions who are equally invited. Also, I would like to recognize the leadership of our organized forces, the generals who are here. You are warmly welcome. I seize this opportunity, Mr. President, to invite our first Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar, to come and invite you and introduce you for your keynote address. Your Excellency, Mr. First Vice President.
Your Excellency, President Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan. My colleagues, the Vice Presidents, Right Honorable Speakers of National Assembly and Council of States, the advisors, Right Honorable Governors, Ministers, Honorable Ministers, invited guests, Salam alaikum. As you see, the agenda has been truncated, so we're running out of time. And therefore, I'm not going to make a statement, but I just want to say to you, welcome back to this hall to participate in this important forum, the Governors Forum. Last year when we held it, we had some difficulties because it was the first time after a long absence of the forum. This year, we are holding this forum when we have done great events, milestones in the implementation of the peace agreement. Key one, we have graduated the forces in phase 1. We are confident the country will be secure once these forces are deployed. And also, we are confident that the phase 2 of it shall commence as soon as possible. And actually the president had ordered for that in the first graduation. We're also holding this conference or this forum at the time when we have agreed on a roadmap, a roadmap for implementing the remaining or the outstanding issues in the agreement. The roadmap, initially there were misgivings. What is the intention? Is the intention to keep the power? But I think it has now become clear that the intention is to implement this agreement that will help take back the country to peaceful and democratic transition. These are two important milestones. I hope next year when we meet, we shall be saying, oh, we are just about to finish working on the permanent constitution. And that we had already graduated 6 months ago, the phase 2. So, which means a lot. It means that all of us must participate in the process of the constitutional making. And it means the country will have a new dispensation, new openness. Political space would not be anymore an issue to discuss. It will be a normal setup. And as I said, this year, the president will give us the guidelines on what the 3 levels of government will be doing. And this forum is very important for it. Having said these few things, although we have challenges on floods, we have challenges of displacement, we have challenges in intercommunal violence or subnational violence. But to me, we are confident we will resolve this, particularly the subnational violence, that now we have forces that we say national. They shall prevail on our people, not oppressing them, but telling them there is peace in the country. Your Excellency, the keynote is yours. And at this juncture, I would like, and with my colleagues and the rest in the hall, to welcome you to make the keynote statement of this forum. Thank you very much.
Agodo Gulakum. Be seated. Your Excellencies, Vice Presidents of the Republic of South Sudan, Right Honorable Speaker of Transitional National Legislative Assembly, Right Honorable Speaker of the Council of States, Right Honorable the Chief Justice, Honorable National Ministers in attendance, Honorable Governors and Chief Administrators, Your Excellency, the Special Representative of the United Nations Secretary General, Your Excellency, the Resident Representative of the United Nations Development Program, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps accredited to the Republic of South Sudan, members of other international organizations, religious leaders in South Sudan, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Allow me this opportunity to convey my sincere greetings to all of you in this hall. I would also like to welcome all the governors, chief administrators who traveled from their states and administrative areas to attend this important gathering. The same welcome is extended to the staff who accompanied them to this important forum. I consider it as an honor to be here today with you all and to open this sixth governors forum under the theme accelerating the implementation of the revitalized peace agreement in accordance with the roadmap 2022. Let me also thank our partners, the UNDP and UNAMID, for availing resources to support the organization of this forum. To the UNDP, please know that we are deeply touched by your continued support. You have been truly one of our most reliable partners. Again, thank you. Since we signed the revitalized peace agreement in Khartoum in 2018, we have put concerted efforts to its implementation. These efforts have brought us this far. Despite what we have achieved as parties to the agreement in the last 4 years, we are also aware of frustration from our partners over the pace of the revitalized peace agreement implementation. What was missing in this collective desire to see the agreement implemented to the letter and its spirit was and still is genuine partnership. From the recent discussions with our partners, we have noticed some positive steps in the attempt to work together for the sake of peace in South Sudan. The theme of this forum that is supported by all partners in one of such examples. The roadmap, which will be the subject of your discussions in the coming days, was solely developed by the parties to the agreement, and it is encouraging to see the United Nations system and other partners joining hands with us in this forum to explore ways of fast-tracking its implementation. The task of reconciling the people, rebuilding destroyed communities, and transitioning our people out of conflict cycle need resources. We cannot do these things alone. We need our partners to support us. With this sixth governors forum theme, I hope we have now learned a key lesson that in a post-conflict conflict situation, things move faster when they are resolved jointly than when others stand on the sidelines, expecting the parties to do everything by themselves. The discussions you will be holding in the next few days will certainly touch in the difficult topic on how to fast track the implementation of the roadmap 2022. My hope is that your deliberations will be beneficial to the process of putting our country permanently to path of peace. I am not going to say much today because I still have the opportunity to speak on the final day of this forum. With these remarks, I declare this sixth governors forum officially open. And I wish you all the best in your discussions in the next 4 days. Thank you, and may all of you be blessed by God, and God bless the South Sudan. Thank you.